Hello everyone, it's Michael Fernandez, the CEO of Functional Solutions, and today we're going to talk about YouTube and TV4Education integration. Now, let's start by the question that generally people ask is, I can just go to YouTube and I can do a search. And there's all my YouTube videos, and I didn't quite get in there, but when I go into YouTube and in YouTube I can do a search. And I can use this video in my classroom by just clicking on that video and it plays. So why would I want to integrate with TV4Education or any other program for that matter? But we're going to deal with specifically TV4Education. Well, we do some incredible stuff with YouTube in an educational space, and we also work towards making sure that you work legally as well with YouTube and with Google and the intellectual property of the people that create YouTube videos and put it up there. So that's very, very important. Okay. Now, when you're on YouTube and you do a search, you've got Mr. Roper from George and Mildred, and you've got a whole bunch of other stuff and sometimes a lot of very unsavory things coming up on there, and you have absolutely no control over that. And if you're looking at the YouTube video itself, sometimes you'll get a lot of disparaging comments come up here. And what about if you just wanted this video that starts from here and then goes to here and that's it, and you want to sit down and talk to your kids about it? So those are all the things that you can't really do with YouTube without, making it full page and a whole bunch of other things. So when you integrate with TV4Education, we give you a lot of functionality and bring it to you, and we take away the copyright compliance requirements because we look after that for you. Okay, so let's go to TV4Education. One of the first things is, if you're a teacher and you can bring up YouTube in your class and you want the kids to also bring this YouTube video up here, and you go and cut and paste that and give it to your students, they will probably not be able to access YouTube because the Department of Education or Catholic Education or your IT department has blocked YouTube for students. There's very good reason for that, and I'm just going to give you one, a very important one. It's a technical one, and that's bandwidth. You can never have enough bandwidth, no matter how big it is, so that every student can go and get onto YouTube and start watching YouTube. It's going to absolutely hammer the school's bandwidth. So that's a major issue. And that is why schools block YouTube for students. Now, in a TV4Education area, when you log in and you go to TV4Education and you access YouTube, let me declare this right up front. If your firewall, if the department blocks YouTube at your school for students, it will also be blocked in TV4Education. Now, the reason is that we believe in operating with integrity and honesty and transparency, and making sure that when the department or IT department or the Catholic Education block any kind of content, we will respect everything that your firewall says, and we will do accordingly automatically. So if you're thinking about going to TV4Education for the sake of circumventing all the blocks, it's not going to happen. It'll work here. Now in here, if I'm searching for something, so if I go maths division, now what's going to come up with, if it says no results found in TV4Education, you can click on YouTube and it will bring up two kinds of YouTubes. It'll bring up the curated and it'll bring up normal YouTube. So one of the big advantages of YouTube with TV4Education is we look at what other teachers are absolutely using at other schools, including your school, and we flag them as curated items. And then we present the normal YouTube, and you can go more, and it'll just load the next page and the next page and the next page. So that is a stock standard YouTube search. Now, remember the YouTube match division that I brought up? I'm going to bring up the exact same video in TV4Education, and it's that one, exactly the same. And look at the difference. What you're going to see here is the synopsis will come up about that video. Okay, it'll disappear and the video will still continue to play, except have a look at the difference. YouTube, all these other promotions and all the comments. TV4Education, just the YouTube. Okay, now what about the embedded ads? YouTube has asked us not to remove the ads, and so we respect YouTube and we respect everybody's legal rights, so we will not allow you to circumvent it as well. It's illegal and it's wrong. So if there are any ads, they will come up over here, but you don't get any of the external advertising, any of the external comments. And you can fast forward just like you do in YouTube. You can go backwards, so everything else is the same. And you can make it big screen, and of course you can turn the volume up and down if you want to. So that's just all normal. The big difference is if I now want to send these videos home to my students, I can click the share link, okay, and choose who I want to share it with. And then I can take that URL from the share link, right click, copy, and I can email it to their parents. I can put into a learning management system. I can put into a unit of work. I can put it anywhere I put current digital resources. And as long as wherever you're putting digital resources, if you happen to put the URL like www.google.com and a parent or a student or a teacher clicks on that link and it opens up the Google search engine, you put that link in there and it'll open up that YouTube video, and we guarantee it'll play. Okay, now we don't store any YouTube. We never will store any YouTube because it's illegal. We will redirect to the proper YouTube channel and the proper YouTube page without exception. Okay, the big difference with sending YouTube results this way instead of grabbing that URL and sending it to them is that when you send it to them through YouTube, how are you going to tell if they read it, if they watched it, and did they get it? Whereas when you send them this, we have a report in TV4Education that'll tell you who clicked it, when they clicked it, and how many times they clicked it. So when it comes parent teachers night and you've got parents coming and complaining that you don't send work home, you don't teach, you're armed with a report of all the students that actually watch that video. And if you're looking at Johnny Smith's father who's complaining, oh mother, that you don't teach, you go, I'm sorry, Mrs. Smith, but I noticed that your name doesn't appear on my report, which means all the work I've sent, you've never opened. Okay. Now you don't need to wait for it to get to that end. You can obviously pull that report ad hoc anytime and follow it up the next day, the next week, or whatever. You don't want to wait till the end of term and then have to deal with those issues. So that's one of the other advantages of YouTube integration. Now, let's say for argument's sake that I'm using this video and I'm going to use it again and again and again. So I just click on that star and the resource has been added to my items. Okay, so I've bookmarked it and I'll go to this one. Okay, and when this video comes up, I'll bookmark this as well. So I can bookmark any number of YouTube videos. Let me just go back here. So let's go back into that again. Oh, sorry, in here. So I can go and I can bookmark any number of YouTube videos into our system by just clicking that star icon that appears on the right hand side. When you are in normal YouTube, okay, you need to bookmark it within your browser. But in TV4Education, when you go and bookmark a video and you go to your school's collection, okay, every video that you have bookmarked appears on the school's collection for students themselves to discover and parents to discover. And on the My Items folder, it also appears over here. So the My Items is all the videos that you as a teacher have used and you as a teacher have bookmarked. Okay, so we give you the opportunity to bookmark material. There it is. Okay, so you don't have to go into the school's collection and you've got 50 teachers and they're all adding YouTube content and they're adding books and they're adding movies and documentaries and all the other digital stuff. You don't have to scroll and try and find it. You can find it all through your My Items button. And this button is the only button that will give you just your individual bookmarked items. Okay, and unlike our competitors, you don't have a limited space where you have to remove some of your items. You have to remove some of the materials you booked there. Now, YouTube is a bookmark, but if you added videos and if you added lessons, and then if you made lessons out of YouTube, okay, you could quickly run out of space in our competitor systems. But with our cloud, with Smart Suite and TV4Education and YouTube integration, the school has unlimited space. The individual teacher has unlimited space. And as different students start using the system and they start participating in lessons and YouTube exercises and videos and what have you, every individual student also has unlimited space. And if your school is in a situation of like COVID-19, where they are in a blended learning environment where half the learning is happening at school, the other half is happening at home, and they're including the parents and making sure the parents are also participating and making sure their kids do homework. If you go ahead and you add all your parents to your system, and we'd encourage you to do that, you can even add grandparents to the system if they are doing supervisory work with their grandchildren. You can add them all to the situation and everybody has unlimited storage. Okay, now let's take this particular YouTube video that we were talking about before. And in this particular YouTube video, this video goes for 20 minutes. We'll pretend that it does, but I don't want the entire video. I just want a section of this video from here to here, and maybe from here to here. How can I save that YouTube video with that bits, especially when we say you cannot download the video? Not a problem. You just click on the menu button, and every teacher has a Smart Classrooms button. They can go, I'm going to create a lesson. And when they go and create a lesson, so I'll give it a name. So I'll just go Maths, and in here the description is Year 6 Term 4. Year 6 Division Term 4, and I'll save it. And I can add resources or questions to my lesson. I'm just going to add a resource. I can add TV4Education, curated YouTube, upload my own files, websites, URL documents from learning management systems, text. I'm going to use just YouTube. And I'm going to do exactly the same maths search as I did before. Okay, now when I do a search and YouTube is clicked on there, it's going to only search YouTube and bring up all the maths results for YouTube. Okay, now what's going to happen is